What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another one of Hoggie's beer reviews, and today we have an anniversary beer, specifically the Stone 14th Anniversary Emperial IPA. And yes, I said Emperial with an E, not Imperial with an I. Empire, I'm assuming that's Empire as in the British Empire, because this is brewed in the style of a British IPA. You know what, before I even get into that, let me see, there's, Stone likes to put a lot of reading material on their beers, and there are 3 paragraphs worth of writing on the back of this brew. I'm going to spare you most of it, and I'll read you most of the second paragraph. From the imported white malt to the Burtonized water to the rare yeast strain to the most pungent hops Kent has to offer, we used all British ingredients to brew our Imperial IPA. While we may have brewed Stone 14th Anniversary Imperial IPA with our own distinctively modern San Diego-style touch, we'll bet its history if you can't rewrite it to suit your taste. So, this is in the style of a British IPA. It's their 14th anniversary, and this is June 2010. It says it on the side of the bottle. June 2010 says, consume fresh or age in the hull of a seafaring vessel for a year or more. Yeah, okay. I bought this about a month or so ago, right when it first came out, and I've been sitting on it since, and I just decided to break it out before it got any later because I want to see what's up with the Emperial IPA. I love Stone, I love their beers. Arrogant Bastard is a hell of a beer. The Oaked Arrogant Bastard is really one hell of a beer, and as far as their IPAs go, their regular IPA is a great IPA, and Ruination is an amazing IPA, and needless to say, I'm a fan of these crazy bastards. So when I saw this, I had to pick it up just to see what they're doing, see what they did with this. Now, Stone's 14th Anniversary Imperial IPA on Beer Advocate receives a B+ out of 350 reviews so far, and on Beer Advocate it is categorized as an English IPA at 8.90 ABV, and of course this is a limited edition, limited brewed only once. It's a 14th anniversary. Next year they'll be doing something even crazier, I'm sure. So I mean, there's not much more to say. It's a big IPA. I mean, it'll tell you right here, and this is of course a pint 6 fluid ounces. That's do the math there. Let's see, a pint is 16 ounces plus 6. Wow, that's 22. 22 ounce bomber. And on the other side it says 8.9% alcohol by volume. So this should be good. Now, I like big IPAs, but I don't like big malty IPAs. So I want to see how this comes out. Now, before I get to that, let me show you the cap. I've seen this cap before, but I don't think I have one of them. And I know you probably can't make it out from over there, but it's the Stone Gargoyle drinking out of a mug. Kind of a cool little cap, so I want to save that one. So I break out my good old Holy Mackerel opener, except instead of using it the normal way, I'll just use the tip here, pop that right off, and voila, unscathed gargoyle. Alright. It's still hoppy. It is an IPA, but I mean, if you're a fan of the style, if you've had many different IPAs, you know that British IPAs, English IPAs, don't tend to be that hoppy. The original IPA, when the style was created, had more hops than a regular beer, but nowhere near the hops that we are used to in this country in these American-style IPAs. Kent Golding hops and, what's the other one? What's the other British hop? Target hops and Boadicea hops. Yeah, they're not as pungent. They're not as strong as American hops, and they didn't brew English IPAs with as much of them. So I'm curious to see what this will be like, and I like it already because it is a light, hazy golden color. This is not the darker, richer, maltier color you'd expect from something categorized as an Imperial IPA. The color reminds me of the Ruination. It's just a light, golden, hazy color, and it smells hoppy. But there is a bit of There's a biscuity smell to it as well. And the hop smell, it's not pine, it's not citrus. It's not what we're used to with American IPAs. I mean, it smells good. And believe it or not, it does smell kind of British. Yeah. Huh. This may be interesting. Alright, cheers. Okay, it's hoppy. Let's get that out of the way. First thing that hit me, and I don't know if you saw, my eyes just opened up a bit the second I took a drink because the hops just hit me. No, this ain't a British IPA. Oily, pungent, hop flavor is just all through this beer, and it finishes with more resinous, oily hop. But it's more of a grassy nature, slightly piney. It's not grapefruity, it's not citrusy, it's not West Coast American IPA. Yeah, it has a spicy note to it. Grassy and spicy and resinous and bitter and oily and good. And there is some malt in the body, but it's a lighter malt. Let's say something about white malt. You know what I read? Imported white malt. I don't know if because it's white malt, it's a little lighter in flavor, in color, in texture, in body. I don't know. But the body is relatively light for an 8.9% Imperial beer. The body's about as light and easy drinking as your run-of-the-mill standard everyday IPAs like Stone's Regular IPA, like the Sierra Nevada Torpedo IPA. The malt body is there, and as it warms up, the malt will come out more, but it's not overwhelming. The malt presence is not very strong. It is just outweighed by the hops. But there is kind of a buttery quality to it. And when they say Burtonize the water, is that what they said? Is that the phrase they used? Yeah, Burtonized. What is it? Burton-on-Trent? It's a river in England. It has hard water. It gives a lot of the British beers, specifically for me, Old Speckled Hen, because I love that beer. But it gives them a certain character because of that hard water. It's unmistakable. And you can note it when you drink it. It's like, yeah, it's hard water. I don't know if they tried to make that happen here. I'm not really detecting it, but then again, there's just so much other stuff going on, it may be hard to pinpoint. But I mean, let me just stop rambling about the beer. It's a damn good beer. It's worthy of being a 14th anniversary beer. It's worthy of being called an Imperial IPA because it is a big IPA. Much along the lines of Ruination, it is a hop bomb without being a heavy-bodied, overly malty beer. This could be Ruination's British cousin. And if you like Ruination, you need to try this. The hop character is a little different, obviously because they're not American hops, they're not West Coast hops, but you still have that overwhelming hoppy, resinous, oiliness all across the beer. And yet at 8.9, it's really easy to drink. If you want to try this because you like those really big double IPAs, Imperial IPAs that are really dark in color and really heavy on the malt and the hop, this may not be for you because, like I said, it's not as malty, it's not as rich as many of your other double IPAs. It's not an Imperial IPA. Remember, it's Emperial. I get confused. Imperial. I lost it for a second there, but yeah, it's an Imperial IPA. It's a Stone Anniversary beer. It's a glass full. I really like it. Again, it's Ruination's British cousin. And I'll leave it at that. I'm going to enjoy killing this off, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, guys. Stay tuned for more. Cheers.